So Plutus is essentially a finance app which was founded in 2015. We offer a current account so customers can manage their pounds sterling or their euros, and we also offer a non-custodial wallet so they can essentially manage both asset types in one finance app. We also offer a decentralized exchange so they can convert between the two, and also a debit card that gives you 3% rewards every time you pay with the card. So we already had an ambassador program in place, but it was very much like a manual process. So we would, identify ambassadors, we'd have them in an Excel spreadsheet, we'd give them tasks, and we'd update the spreadsheet as we went. So the problems we had with that is, first it wasn't very scalable, it wasn't very interactive, and generally it was like a really time-consuming process. So since we've started using Ambassify, it's streamlined that a lot more. So firstly, the ambassadors have like a nice user interface they can interact with. It's gamified, so it's a lot more interactive for them. And generally, it's just saved us a lot of time. Like the automated aspect of things has definitely been like a real time saver. We Googled, I guess, the top 3 advocacy programs out there. I think it's quite a niche tool in general, so there wasn't like a huge number of players in the market, but there was definitely 2 or 3 top contenders, and Ambassify was one of them. And we essentially set up a call with all of them. We discussed the features, the team, what would be the best fit for us, and Ambassify turned out to be a real good fit. So I think one of the main aims was just to open up communication with our community. So crypto in general is a very community-driven industry. Unlike traditional businesses, Bitcoin was started with just a tight-knit community, and I think that concept has sort of carried over to all crypto projects. So we basically wanted a way to increase engagement with them, interact with them, gather their feedback, and just produce a more like collaborative opportunity. So the main aim was to increase engagement, increase word of mouth exposure, and I think that's definitely an aspect that it's done. And then on top of that, one of the really useful features is the engagement value, so we can really see what return on investment we've got from the money we've put in, whereas previously it wasn't very clear. We don't know if that budget is improving the goals we want to hit, whereas now we can see we put in X, we're getting out Y. Like this is definitely a valuable item to us. The goal now is just to keep adding ambassadors, adding more tasks, sort of growing the community that way, and we also want to add on the rewards aspect. So currently you can redeem points for hats or shirts. We want to add more merchandise. We want to add hoodies. We want to add mugs, and just sort of make it a bit more fun for them. So they complete these tasks. In return, we'll give them a ton of merchandise. We've already got community channels like Discord and Telegram, which have like a really large user base. So from there, we outreach to probably the most active ones that we know would be great advocates. So that was easy to collate like the first few, and then from there, when it came to expanding it, we sent out an email to our entire user base and included a form where they could submit their application, and we kind of went through that, picked ones we thought would be a really good fit, and now we're slowly sort of growing our ambassador program with the eventual goal of hitting the thousands. So when we first launched it, we did it with like an initial group of just 10 people. We wanted to gauge their response. They all had like overwhelming positive responses, so then we sort of expanded it, gradually added in a few more, but in general it's just a lot more enjoyable experience for them, and it's something we didn't have in place before, so it's only an improvement for them. So we received great responses. Yeah, I think the gamification element is, really vital. So the members love like competing with another, gaining points, seeing where they rank on the points leaderboard, and from there, that alone produces a ton of engagement between them. But on top of that, the tasks they're running, retweeting, sharing our posts, that's also providing engagement elsewhere, across our social channels. It's also a real huge time saver. Instead of having to manually update spreadsheets on tasks that have been done, we can automate that entire process. So ambassadors will retweet some content that will automatically be processed. They'll receive the rewards instantly, and it's a lot more cleaner user journey for them. So one of the main campaigns that springs to mind is our recent perks survey. So we are essentially a finance app that offers a lot of rewards and perks like discounts at Amazon, discounts at Nike. And when we come to picking those perks, it's really easy for us to do for the UK customers because we're familiar with the culture, we're familiar with the brands people like. But when it comes to Europe, we're less familiar with them. We don't know what brands they really love. So we put together a survey, we put that to our ambassadors, we got a ton of interesting data from them, and then we posted that survey online, and through our ambassadors, they managed to spread the word, and we eventually got thousands of responses from which we could, basically produce a product that we know they really love. So part of the reason I like that campaign was, firstly, they're getting us really valuable data, but secondly, they're contributing to the product. We know what we're putting out there is based on their input. So I think the verification aspect of things, we can't currently confirm that they've completed some of the tasks like retweeting due to limitations on, I think mainly to do with restrictions on Instagram and restrictions on Twitter. So that would be a real lifesaver if we were able to know for certain those tasks are being completed, and that way no one's gaming the system, and no funds are lost along the way. And then another aspect I think that would be useful is Ambassify does a great job at covering most of the social channels, but there's a few niche ones that are quite popular with crypto. For example, Reddit, and I think the addition of that would be really useful.